Hey Apartment Therapy, I'm Josh, and welcome to my 500 square foot apartment in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. Come on in. I moved in around 3 years ago, and so the way that I wanted to treat it like a big art project, I am a visual artist myself, so when I got here and I saw all these blank white walls, I knew that I had something that I could play with. My decision in actually getting this apartment wasn't necessarily my decision, honestly. I had applied through the New York City housing lottery. The way that that works is when you're selected, they just say your apartment number is XYZ. They brought me to it and I was like, okay, this is way more than I expected. Obviously grateful for it, but this was even better than what I was envisioning. This being my first apartment, I really wanted to explore my interior design style, what that would look like, how that would change and evolve. I would say over the course of 3 years, I've gotten to a place where I think I know sort of what I gravitate towards. My style isn't one specific theme. I know for a lot of people, sometimes they'll choose, one specific interior design style to go with. I really just wanted to play with balance a lot. I really wanted to have plants. I wanted to sort of bring the outside inside, but I didn't want it to become overdone either. So that's why I have this mix of plants, a mix of color as well to balance the white walls. And then I have a lot of wood tones. So I would say mid-century modern definitely is a big inspiration for me, but I didn't want to feel that my entire apartment was just that one style. So with mid-century modern, I also have a lot of other colors, art pieces on the wall. I think the combination of that speaks to just who I am as a person, but I just think it also makes the space more interesting as well. Starting at the very front of my entryway, I wanted it to feel welcoming and inviting. And so what I chose to do was get a peel and stick wallpaper, one that sort of brought color to this part of my apartment. I don't get as much natural light, so I thought that would really help. In terms of art pieces, I've decided to put a couple in my entryway. I have one here that's more bold. I love the colors. It's actually one that I made myself. Because the space was feeling very bare when I first moved in, I wanted something that was colorful, something that stood out. And this worked perfectly sort of in this sort of narrow space between both doors here. And in the very front, I also have a print that I made of Toni Morrison. I just love her as a writer. And so I wanted to design something that was cool and different for my space. I also have other pieces as well. One for my brother of when he went to Tokyo. So that was a shot that he took. I wanted to frame that and have that up. I also have different photographs of travels and when I've hung out with friends and other postcards from those travels as well. All of those sort of just bring that extra personality and life to this entryway. Something that I've realized sort of just living in a studio is that because I don't have a ton of closet space, I only have one real closet and another smaller one, that I have to take advantage of vertical space as much as possible. I have an organizer for my art supplies and my paintbrushes, and then right underneath I have hooks for my bags, along with hooks for my coats and other totes and other things like that. That really allows me to utilize the space in a way that looks interesting, but is also useful as well. Because my hallway isn't the widest, I needed to get a floating shelf, and that actually worked out perfectly because it's wide enough, be useful, but it also looks cool. It's easy to clean underneath. And so I was able to sort of create a whole art piece. I got a cool asymmetric mirror, and then, I'm able to add decor and accessories, but also make it useful with places to store my jewelry as well. Both the floating shelf and my mirror are from West Elm Outlet. They have a store in Brooklyn. And so these were both really cheap. My art organizer is I bought it off End Clothing, but it's from Vitra, which is a really cool design company. It was on sale, so I was it's worth the investment and I'm gonna use it a lot. And then the hooks, which people ask me a lot about too, are from H&M Home. The peel and stick wallpaper is just from Amazon. So I have a mix of super cheap things and then some more pricier things. But for those pricier things, I just look for the best deals that I can find. For me, they're worth the investment because I've already had them for years and will probably take them to my next apartment and next home. I also store my bike here because I don't have space anywhere else to put it. But I think it adds to just the overall apartment and the vibe that I'm going for. This is my living space area. I have my couch here along with my coffee table. And so for this space, I wanted it to feel also, again, very cozy. But in terms of style, I have some mid-century nods. For instance, my couch that I got from Soho Home is called the Atlanta 3-seater. I just really love the style, the fact that it was made with real wood and the cane on the sides and things like that. And then the velvet itself, it just felt very premium, but also unique. So I invested in it and I think it works perfectly. It also fits the size of this wall really well, which I had to think about, of course, moving into a studio. And then for my coffee table itself, I got this Noguchi table from the Design Within Reach outlet. Shout out to the guy that helped me get this table. Super cool. But I really love this piece as well because it's glass. Living in a small space, I didn't want a table that basically made the space feel smaller, and this allows it to sort of feel bigger and also adds sort of this element of allowing the rug to also serve as this art piece that you can see. And so I'm able to like frame this almost like a shot in itself. Between these two, I think I achieved that cozy vibe that I was going for. And then behind me, I have my gallery wall. For this, I really just wanted to throw up pieces, either one that I've made, other art pieces that I've come across, and support artists that I like. So for instance, this one is from an artist that I found. I believe she's from Portugal. I thought it was just a really cool piece. I also have pieces of artists that I like, music artists. So for instance, Thames, I made this print, and then I got these three from Drool, another art company here on Instagram. This was another one from the Poster Club. This was an artist that I saw in concert that I really liked. And then behind me, I have some visual pieces that I've made as well, like this canvas. And that one here is also another piece that I've made. And then something cool that I've been able to add is this piece here. This is actually one that I got from my grandma. So she was someone that, took like great pride in her home, even though she didn't come from a lot. But the things that she did have, she always made sure to display. And so this piece lives here in memory of her. Eventually I'll have like prints of these in my own like dedicated Etsy shop because a lot of people have asked me about them. Something else that I got at the very beginning of my apartment journey here is this cool lamp. I've never seen anything like it. It almost looks like a little cloud. I'm thinking maybe of somehow painting like the actual frame of it to make it stand out even more. Eventually I'll figure out what that is. But other than that, I have this lamp here as well that I received from a company called Lucy's Lamps. And this is sort of in the same style of the Louis Poulsen lights, but again, cheaper and looks just as good. So all these additions, I feel, just add to the vibe that I'm going for. This here is my sleeping space for my apartment. I decided on getting a Murphy bed. Was able to, with this Murphy bed, get an additional shelving unit on the left side, along with extra closet space on the right. And so this sort of makes this entire wall behind me super useful. When I put it up, I'm able to also have a desk where I can then work on paintings and my art. It makes my apartment feel multi-purpose in a way that also looks nice. Like I've been able to add some peel and stick wallpaper to the inside of my Murphy bed. So it has like that wood tone, again, matching with sort of like the other wood tone vibes happening in my apartment. So I have a print from the MoMA Design Store of a Claude Monet painting. And then I'm also able to add elements of my personality as well in the shelving unit, just different lights and magazines that I love, but also books that I enjoy reading. That all lives on my shelving unit and wall. And I also really like the closet as well, because in addition to the one main closet that I have, in this one I'm able to put, linens and all those little things that I can easily access at night. So the left of me, I have also a bunch of canvases that I store. So because I do art basically on my Murphy bed, once it's up, I store these here, mostly in part because I don't have much space to store them anywhere else. I also don't mind the fact that they're unfinished. I think it sort of adds to the overall aesthetic and vibe of the apartment. When I do put my bed up and I need to start working on my paintings, they're easy to grab. So this is my workspace / dining area. Usually I'll just work from home here at this desk, and my computer also sort of serves as like my TV as well. Here I also have my dining area / breakfast nook. I really enjoy having both views of Brooklyn on the left and the city on the right. Overall, this area is one that I have treated with a lot of plants and greenery. I realized that without any sort of like block, it almost felt like my apartment would like endlessly go off into space, and it didn't really feel cozy or inviting, which is what I wanted. I also just love plants in general, and so I think it adds a lot to the space. It makes it feel like I'm on Earth. So I think the combination of that has really helped make this workspace feel like a place that I can genuinely work and not feel overwhelmed. This print is one that I got actually from the Poster Club. They're a Danish brand, and they reached out to me and they were like, oh, would you want to receive some art? And I thought this piece was really cool. I think it sort of speaks to the vibe of like my overall apartment. And I think it just sort of works with the entire aesthetic that I'm going for in my apartment. So this is my kitchen space. As you can see, the style of it that the architect put in place is sort of this wood with this gray inlay with the cabinets. Honestly, this is one of the tougher spots of my apartment that I've been trying to style. What I've done so far is basically just add pops of color where I can, just add flowers every now and then, a candle. Obviously it's still a kitchen, so I use it all the time. So what I've also added is my espresso machine. But other than that, pretty basics, pretty typical kitchen, I would say. What I do enjoy about it though, which is one of the perks that comes with having applied to the New York City housing lottery, is things like a dishwasher, which is hidden here on the right. I have my gas stove, which is now becoming like a rarity these days. Those little additions are what I enjoy most about this kitchen. I'm still figuring out ways, to style it. I think maybe in the future, I'll add some sort of tiling maybe in the back, bring out maybe a different color, but still exploring what that could be. So this is my bathroom. In this space, I've chosen to, as much as I could, make it feel like interesting. What I did was add a peel and stick wallpaper also to the bathroom so that it didn't feel like a white box. I also added in this clear shower curtain from this company called Quiet Town. Any other typical shower curtain would almost make the bathroom feel smaller. That helped it almost feel like a bigger space in itself. Another thing that I just got recently, which is kind of cool, is this tandem shower from a company called Vuna. It allows you to have like 2 shower heads in the same space, essentially. And so that's like a way cheaper addition than having something luxe or like custom built, which you can't do in a rental. So that's renter friendly. And then I also have my Sade print in here as well. So adding in all these different elements of things that I like is how I helped make this space feel a little bit more personable and warm. So what home means to me is honestly kind of like a complicated, complex question. One, I think it's a place that almost just acts like this shelter from the outside world. And so that's why I invest as much as I do into what my space looks and feels like. Having friends over, family, painting, drawing, listening to music, that sort of encapsulates what home is. Even for me, as someone who creates content on TikTok around creating a home, I always sort of push that point of really investing in what you like, not what you just see other people putting in their spaces, not following the trends. You really can do whatever you want in your own space. On the outside, I'm very like monochromatic. Like I always wear black for the most part, but my space sort of like paints a different picture. In my space, you see all these pops of color, you see the different art on the walls. And so it really is almost like a museum that reveals different aspects of my personality in a way that you may not see from the surface. That's why home and interior design is as important as it is. You're able to talk about all the things that you care about without having to say anything at all.